Hi, in this unit we are going to talk about three operators. These are what we call Boolean operators because they work on Boolean operands. The NOT operator, this one, the AND operator, AND, and the OR operator. Okay, let's start with the NOT operator. As mentioned, these are Boolean operators. They work on Boolean values or Boolean expressions. So there's only one operand required for the NOT operator, and this is how it works, the syntax, NOT operand. What does it do? It basically, not true will be false, not false will be true. Okay, example, say A is true. So not A returns false. Now this expression does not change the value of A, does not. If I check out the value of A, it still stores true. Now, but the expression not A basically returns false without changing A. Okay, if you want to change the value of A, you can do A equals to not A, but that's a different thing altogether. After this, A stores false. Okay, otherwise, not A itself does not change the value of A. Okay, now this is useful. The NOT operator is useful if you want to reverse a Boolean value from true to false, from false to true. Okay, let's move on to the AND operator, which is much more interesting. Now the AND operator requires two operands. Now this expression returns true or false depending on the values of the two operands. Okay, now, what do I mean? Let's take a look at what we call a truth table. These are what we call Boolean truth tables. You can do a search and you'll find these things. The NOT truth table is very simple. If P is true, not P is false. If P is false, not P is true. Okay, we covered that just now. Now for the AND case, there are four possibilities if you are dealing with two operands. Okay, if both are true, if P is true and Q is true, P and Q, the whole expression, returns true. If P is true, Q is false, or when P is false, Q is true, that means if one of them is false, P and Q will be false. If both P and Q are false, P and Q is true. P and Q is false. So if you check this out, this table, okay, the only situation when P and Q gives you true is when both the operands were true to begin with. That's the meaning of AND, A-N-D. Both conditions must be true for the whole expression to be true. It's like the English word and. You must do this and do that before the whole thing is true. Okay, before the whole thing is fulfilled. Some examples. Let's say A is 1 and B is 2. Simple one. So this expression A equals to 1 and B bigger than 1. Now there's no need to put round brackets because the double equal sign, the equality comparator, has a higher precedence than the AND operator. The bigger than sign has a higher precedence than the AND operator. So even if you don't put round brackets, this will be the case. Okay, this will be evaluated first, followed by this, okay, and then the whole expression. So how do I view this? If we hit enter, the answer is true. Why? Okay, let's do it here. So I was saying A equals to 1, B equals to 2. So this will be true because A stores 1. What about B equals to bigger than 1? Is this true? Yes. So true and true according to a truth table will be true. That's the only situation when the expression returns true. And this is the reason why the expression evaluates to true. Another example, okay, B is bigger than A and A is not equals to 2. Okay, same thing, you can put braces if you want, probably makes things easier to read. Let's try to do this first. before checking out the answer. Okay, so let's do this. B bigger than A, is that true? Yes, true. A not equals to 2 is true as well because A stores 1. So true and true, the expression is true. Yep. Okay, let me try to come up with an example whereby something is false. How about A bigger than B and B equals to 2. Okay, let's try this. So in theory, this expression is false. This expression is true. So false and true will give you false. Alright, this expression is false because for the AND operator, both operands must be true before the whole thing becomes true. So let's confirm it. Yep, it's false. Okay. Now let's move on to a third operator, OR operator, OR. Now difference between AND and OR. For the AND operator, both conditions must be fulfilled before the whole thing returns true. For OR, only one of the two operands need to be true before the whole expression returns true. Only one of them needs to be true. Of course, if both are true, fine. We check the truth table again, the OR table. Okay, if both are true, P or Q will be true. Only one is true, still true. Only if both are false, will P or Q give you false. Alright. Examples. Let's say x equals to 10, y equals to 20. So x is bigger or equivalent to 10, or y is negative. Okay, now let's check this out. X equals to 10, y equals to 20. This expression. Okay, this expression is true because x is 10. So true. Or what about this expression? This is false. This is false. Y is smaller than 0 is false. Because y is 20. Now this expression according to a truth table for OR is true. Only one of the two operands need to be true for the expression to be true. So if I hit enter here, I'm going to get true. Yep, true. That's correct. Now, of course, it is possible to have, this kind of situation. Okay, and another one. Let's say, or this thing. So I'm just adding in another one, or x is bigger than y. Bigger than y, sorry, not bigger than 7. So is this expression true or false? This expression is false, right? Now, at this point in time, how do I evaluate? Now, these two operators have the same precedence, same operator. So you read it from left to right. You read it from left to right, which means that there will be round braces here. You do this first, followed by the whole thing. Okay. So true or false gives you true. So it becomes true. And then last step, true or false gives you true again. Final expression is true. Yep. Okay, let's end up this unit with one simple example. If A is 10 and B is 10, try to tell me, evaluate this expression. Basically tell me if this expression evaluates to true or false. You can pause the video here and try it. Okay, let's carry on. I'll do it on paper first. Now take note here, this pair of brackets, okay, are the outermost brackets. So I'll do the stuff inside first. Alright, I'll do this, or this, and this. Okay, you realize that there's a pair of braces here. So this is the first thing to be done. Let's do the inner part first. So B equals to 3 is false. B is 10, right? What about A bigger than B? A bigger than B is false as well, because they are both equivalent. Store 10. So what is the next step? False and false gives you false. Okay, now the next step. This step, people get confused. Look at these two operators. If you open the precedence table and just do a search for Ruby operator precedence, you realize that the AND operator has a higher precedence than the OR operator. Now there's a typo here, whoever this particular site. This should be logical AND and this should be logical OR. This OR. So AND has a higher precedence than OR. This has a higher precedence than this. So this will be evaluated first. Alright, this will be evaluated first. Now even before that, let's try to change this expression into true or false. A equivalent to B is true. Okay, so far. And might as well change this. A is equivalent to 10 is true as well. Okay, things become so much simpler now. And like what I said just now, I'm going to put a pair of braces here. Okay, because the AND operator has higher precedence than the OR operator, which means that this will be evaluated first. The answer may be different because of that. So true, false and true is false. Okay, this thing is false. Let me remove this pair of braces. Okay. Next step. What about true or false? True or false is true, according to the truth table. Last step. Not true is false. So the answer is actually false. Okay. Let's confirm our answer in IRB. So A equals to 10, B equals to 10. I paste it here. False. Correct. So in this case, it is very important for you to recognize that this has a lower precedence than this. If they are of the same precedence, the answer will be totally different. If they are of the same precedence, you evaluate this first, right? True or false gives you true. So true and true will give you true. You will have, oh, in this case it's the same. You will still be true inside and you get not true and false. But in certain circumstances, it can be different. Okay, so just remember that AND has a higher precedence than OR. Or better still, if you want your expression to be clear, just put round braces here so that people do not have to remember that rule, that precedence rule, or refer to the precedence table.